Hello and welcome everyone, my name is The Clever Fool. Today I'll be playing the second episode of the Imjin War, a custom campaign featuring the Koreans created by a user by the name of Neki Choi. In order to get to this campaign, just open up the game, click the gear in the top right corner, click mods, and in the mod browser search for the Imjin War. Then once you subscribe, you can just close out, wait for it to download it. It should be available in the custom campaigns menu. Might want to restart your game to make sure any custom assets do get loaded up properly, but that should be that. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get started with episode 2, A Crane's Wings. Joseon didn't have anything to do against skilled and trained Japanese troops. Japanese troops eventually captured Seoul, the capital city of Joseon, and even Pyongyang, another grand city in the north. King Seonjo even considered fleeing into the Liaodong province of China. However, there was a man who proclaimed to fight against them. His name is Yi Sun-shin, one of the admirals in Joseon. He showed great tactical intuition and leadership early on. He also had turtle ships, a new kind of warship. Turtle ships were slow, but fortified and stable. He led his navy to the southern part of the Korean peninsula. They met some enemies, but they beat them all. Later, they got near Hansan Island. The Japanese Navy wanted to reach the West Sea of the Korean peninsula from the east, and Admiral Yi planned to defeat them. There were a lot of islands, so its terrain was very complicated. They had to recapture the sea in order to get to Busan, so it couldn't be more important to defeat the enemies. Keep in mind this is a rough paraphrased translation here. Oops. Right, our objective is to destroy all 10 Japanese docks. Our hints tell us that our population limit is 200, and we can reach the Imperial Age. We should fortify our coastal defenses so that we can stabilize our naval force. Most battles will occur on the sea, so we need to focus on preparing our navy. Our starting area has small territory and limited resources, so we need to expand to other islands. Though you couldn't find vast fields, there are many islands with abundant resources, so there's other islands that have resources on them. However, they have tons of wild predators, as these lands are uninhabited. Got it? It is more economical to get food from fishing and fish traps than to build farms, which requires a large amount of land. However, always be careful of enemy attacks when you fish on the sea. Fishing ships and fish traps also need wood to be built, like farms. The best way to weaken the enemy's fierce attacks is to cut off their supplies. Your scouts report that the Joseon Navy, in blue, led by Yi Sun-shin, the commander of the Jola Left Navy, has set their camp on Miriok Island. To the east, there is the Hansan Island and the Hua Island at the center of the map as well. These islands are not populated, but there are many wild animals and abundant resources. There is a Joseon village in green, occupied by the Japanese on the west side of the map. They periodically supply materials for the Japanese Navy. They're managed by the Japanese patrollers in red. We have to defeat them to free the village. Lastly, there's the Japanese Navy in purple, led by Wakizaka Yasuharu on the Gyoje Island to the far north. They have multiple docks, and some of them have been built on some empty islands. They will construct massive warships with materials sent from the occupied village. They don't mind amphibious warfare either, so I guess they'll send some raiding parties as well. Alright, let's go ahead and get started.
준비. 광부, 목수.
대기 이동.
저요. 이동. 채직군.
예. 나무꾼. 저요. 그러죠. 채직군.
대기. 그러죠. 예. 나무꾼. 예. 목수. 대기. 나무꾼. 저요? 실시. 채직군.
준비.
Alright. Let's get a navy started here.
준비. 예. 채직군.
You've got turtle ships available, but they are quite slow.
그렇지. 준비. 예. 나무꾼.
Let's build a castle on the coastline.
목수. 저요? 그러죠. 광부. 준비. 이동. 목수.
Put up a second town center here. And scout around just a little bit with our ships.
준비. 나무꾼. 이동.
Okay, some bears on that island, but we cleared it out quite nicely.
대기 예. 공격 예. 진격 준비 실시 실시
Oh, we just killed
예. 출동 실시
a deer for no reason. Sorry about that, deer.
저요? 출동. 나무꾼.
예? 저요? 그러죠. 목수.
We just housed ourselves too. That's not good.
준비. 광부. 목수.
Let's unhouse ourselves. Clear out these animals too.
대기.
광부.
가겠네. 알았네. 예?
예? 그러죠. 네. 그러죠. 나무꾼. 저요? 출동. 광부.
Okay. Now we'll get some wood up. And I'd like to advance to the Imperial Age if possible. Let's pick up bow saw so that our wood gathering rate is increased.
준비 돌격
준비. 저요? 목수.
Okay, so it looks like this little peninsula area does offer up a decent place to fish.
예? 목수.
We can use that as protection.
대기. 채직군. 준비. 이동. 실시. 광부. 저요? 예, 실시. 목수.
The enemies receive supplies from a Joseon village they occupied near here. If we repel the enemies there, then we might be able to cut their supplies off. I won't let them be. I'll make my way there with force. Got it.
대기. 그러죠. 나무꾼 준비. 채직꾼.
예. 출동. 실시.
대기 이동 나무꾼 준비 저요?
채직꾼.
준비 출동 나무꾼
저요? 광부.
출동. 실시.
대기 네 나무꾼
예? 대기 이동. 나무꾼.
예 나무꾼 저요? 그러죠 나무꾼
예? 그러죠. 나무꾼 준비. 저요? 채직꾼. 대기. 실시. 나무꾼.
예?
준비. 그러죠. 나무꾼.
Alright. That's the first attack repelled successfully.
대기 이동 나무꾼
We've got ourselves a relic out there. Let's build a transport to grab it real quick.
준비
The Korean bonus of things costing less wood is coming in clutch for us here.
예. 나무꾼. 나무꾼.
We need to think about expanding in this direction in order to
저요?
대기. 나무꾼. 광부.
stop the enemy attacks though, but so far it seems like the situation is much more stable than
목수
before. Let's grab another castle.
저요?
저요? 이동 목수
Get a couple more docks online here.
목수
Pick up chemistry. I would also like bracer.
준비.
준비 목수
대기. 실시. 목수.
And galleon tech too.
예? 예. 목수. 저요? 그러죠. 채직꾼.
예? 대기 나무꾼
Not sure where those dolphin noises are coming from. Nice, the transports are getting sniped out.
준비.
And we have some ships online, which is good. Let's pick up galleon tech now.
대기.
저요? 이동. 목수.
출동. 출동. 준비. 대기. 진격.
Okay, that little islet there is safe for fishing, which is good. Need to bust down these cannon galleons.
실시. 공격. 돌격.
저요? 이동. 예. 수리공.
준비. 광부.
Okay, we're under a decent amount of pressure, but things are not too bad yet.
준비. 실시. 목수.
예, 그러죠. 나무꾼.
예. 준비. 예. 어부. 그러지. 그러지. 대기. 이동. 나무꾼.
대기. 광부. 나무꾼. 나무꾼. 네.
저요? 나무꾼. 예? 저요? 그러죠. 나무꾼. 목수.
Okay, lovely. We just need more wood. That's a lot of trees here. Need to find a place where we can land the enemy.
준비. 저요? 나무꾼.
Okay, that's another wave of attacks done. Good. Get fast fire ship here while we're online.
마카게.
Send the transport over here. And keep our mining operations going.
준비.
대기. 나무꾼. 예? 출동. 수리공. 저요? 수리공.
These blocker forces, skirmishers, and champions are ballisters, bunch of infantry by the looks of things.
예? 그러죠. 출동. 나무꾼.
대기. 이동. 나무꾼.
대기. 그러죠. 수리공.
저요. 왕부. 실시.
알았네. 말하게. 반갑네. 뭔가
Grab the relic, bring her home.
말하. 안 그러지. 알았네. 뭔가 그러지.
Hello? Come on. There we go. You've destroyed one of the docks of the enemy. Very good.
준비. 나무꾼.
Okay, we got turtle ships coming online.
예. 준비. 나무꾼. 저요. 실시. 준비. 예. 이동. 나무꾼. 수리공.
You guys getting this transport. We're gonna go gold hunting.
예. 예. 저요. 대기. 왕부.
Where's our monk?
말하게. 반갑.
There
알았네.
he is.
그러지. 그러지.
Get the relic inside the monastery, please.
예?
예. 왕부. 준비. 왕부. 예. 수리공.
We'll grab heated shot now. I'm gonna tower up those islands to protect them. To protect villagers that go for them at least. Looks to be another dock over here. Let's try to take it out.
저요. 대기. 목수. 준비. 대기. 왕부. 저요. 목수.
저요? 준비. 목수.
예. 준비. 왕부. 저요.
Nice. Now a second dock will be down soon.
목수. 대기. 왕부.
We've destroyed another one of their docks. Very good.
예. 이동.
대기.
This island is going to be out of resources soon.
저요?
저요? 네.
Let's build ourselves a market.
대기.
준비. 나무꾼.
Okay, good. This wave has been held off.
준비. 광부. 예? 저요? 실시. 준비. 그러죠. 예? 저요? 실시. 나무꾼. 대기. 예? 나무꾼. 나무꾼.
Okay, cool. Now, those Navy numbers are still pretty scary. Let's send a transport mission over to this main island to secure some additional wood. There's another relic.
저요? 예. 목수. 대기. 목수.
예?
준비. 예? 저요? 이동. 채집군. 대기. 준비. 채집군. 목수.
뭔가 알았네. 그러지.
That is another dock down.
대기. 채집꾼. 예? 나무꾼. 목수.
대기. 목수. 목수.
Let's build a few docks out here.
목수.
How much gold do we need for this? 800 gold.
준비.
I'm gonna start thinking about landing an invasion force soon. Things have been much smoother so far.
준비. 그러죠. 목수. 목수.
대기. 준비. 채집군. 예? 준비. 그러죠. 대기. 예? 예. 저요? 그러죠.
Most of the action is indeed taking place on the water here.
나무꾼.
준비. 대기. 예. 채집군. 이동. 목수. 저요? 실시. 목수. 목수. 예? 준비. 나무꾼.
Let's get more of these turtle ships online. We're playing the Koreans after all. Pick up Elite War Wagon 2.
대기. 예? 이동. 네. 이동 목수.
저요? 예. 목수. 목수.
대기. 목수.
예? 목수.
준비. 목수.
대기. 광부. 저요? 이동. 실시. 대기. 목수. 준비. 목수. 예, 수리공. 준비. 광부. 대기. 예. 목수.
저요? 목수. 예? 출동. 목수.
예, 목수.
Let's actually build a castle up there.
저요. 광부. 준비. 예, 그러죠.
And finish repelling the enemy. We're actually running short on boats again.
저요. 목수.
준비. 목수.
대기. 목수. 준비. 저요. 예. 광부.
대기. 저요? 예? 그러죠. 광부.
Okay, let's rebuild our navy a bit. Get a few of those turtle ships out on the water that we all know and love.
준비. 목수.
대기.
We're actually low on wood now.
저요? 예?
준비. 예. 실시. 저요? 예. 대기. 목수. 저요? 준비. 대기. 그러죠. 목수.
The tower should actually be able to take care of those.
예. 나무꾼.
저요?
Get those villas on wood here. Yeah, so far, even though this mission isn't trivial, it has proven to be more challenging than a normal mission.
그러죠. 사냥꾼.
대기.
저요? 이동. 나무꾼. 대기. 나무꾼.
Have you guys come to wood?
저요? 준비.
I think the most important thing to do is to realize that you need castles to kind of secure space.
저요?
Like if I put a castle on this water line here, that'll secure us a lot more space.
목수.
예? 대기. 예? 광부.
교내. 사냥꾼. 예? 목수.
대기 이동. 광부. 저요? 준비.
Let's get those elite turtle ships out in the water. If I don't use them now, when will I ever use them?
광부.
저요? 예.
말하기
가겠네.
그렇지.
예? 이동. 광부.
저요?
준비. 나무꾼. 대기. 그러죠. 광부.
준비. 그러죠. 목수.
저요? 목수.
Let's move west now. Take care of these enemies.
저요? 예? 채집꾼. 목수. 대기. 네. 광부.
Let's get arrow slits too for our Korean guys.
출동.
예? 출동. 이동.
예. 공격.
The enemy's been rolling trebs, but they haven't made it to our side of the water yet, which is really good. Ooh, so this village actually is on our side now. Very good.
광군. 예?
예? 실시. 이동.
That is quite the boon.
저요? 광부.
대기. 준비. 광부.
대기. 그러죠. 광부.
저요?
준비. 목수.
Alright, so now things are going much more in our favor.
예? 목수.
Let's grab a castle here and defense. We might lose that village, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if we did so.
예? 실시. 사냥꾼.
준비. 이동. 대기. 출동. 저요? 예? 이동. 사냥꾼. 저요? 준비.
목수.
대기. 광부.
저요?
저요? 광부.
준비. 저요? 그렇죠. 광부.
대기. 준비. 예? 광부.
So long as they don't have cannon aliens, it doesn't actually bother me.
예.
Because
광부.
they can't do anything to my castles without cannon aliens.
저요? 대기. 채집꾼. 목수.
준비. 대기. 광부. 준비. 대기. 실시. 광부.
Since I know they're running monks, I'll pick up Faith just because getting boats converted out from under you is annoying.
저요? 예? 목수. 대기.
준비. 광부.
Nice, they're 4 docks down now. What's the hotkey for this? R? Sure, we'll get more turtle ships out. Why not?
예? 대기. 나무꾼. 저요? 네. 나무꾼. 목수.
Ooh, these transports have things in them.
예? 목수.
There's even a relic over here.
준비. 여정. 목수.
예. 나무꾼. 이동. 그러죠. 준비. 나무꾼.
Definitely not trading units effectively over here. Look at those moonwalking hand cannons. Okay, we've destroyed 6 of their docks.
저요? 대기. 예? 목수.
예? 대기. 저요?
Only 3 more docks left.
저요?
준비.
준비. 대기. 채직군.
Dodge the onagers. Very good.
저요? 육수. 준비. 육수.
I think it's pretty pointless to even try to build a forward base here. There's no reason to land them, honestly. Like, we could steal that relic, but what good does that even do us? Doesn't really do us any good.
대기. 예?
예? 채직군. 저요?
Mission's actually pretty much finished already.
대기. 예?
Only 2 more docks left to destroy. Only 1 more dock left to destroy. They're fleeing away out of fear. The seas come back to us. Nice. Admiral Yi's navy enclosed their enemies with their ships spread. Joseon Navy had one thing that gave them the advantage, which was a shit ton of cannons. Although the Japanese operated matchlocks, they didn't use cannons in any practical way. However, Joseon was already using cannons actively, so they had advantages in their firing rate. Or in their firing, I guess. I don't know if it's the rate. Yi's naval ships surrounded Japanese ships and bombarded all together. Numerous Japanese soldiers died, and many Japanese ships were wrecked. Wakizaka Yasuharu, who led the Japanese navy, lost his ship and managed to survive on an empty island. It's said that he survived only on seaweed for the time being. On the other hand, after seizing the sea, Yi moved forward near to Busan and conquered the sea too. After Toyotomi heard this, he ordered his troops not to fight on the sea. Supplies to them from Japan were cut after this battle, and Japanese troops in deeper areas became isolated as well. Right, so naval control, super important. A relic in the corner here. More stone and gold. More gold. Alright. So, yeah, you're really not under much threat so long as you can properly repel the first few waves of naval units as you stack up your navy and get your upgrades. Once the tide of the sea battle turns towards your favor, you'll be just fine. The enemy landings didn't seem to work very well. They started sending transports into the castles, and that pretty much stuffed them within their tracks. And once we gained naval control, their transports just weren't properly landing anywhere. I will say it's pretty tough to design a naval scenario where there's both land and sea combat. The AI is not very good with transport ships, and they're not really good at carrying out like complex beachhead assault, so to speak. So, you know, if the enemy is producing boats, you're pretty much only going to need to fight them on the water, right? So, this central island is pretty good to keep control of. It's shaped nicely so that if you have a pair of castles here, you can pretty much use this as your forward, and your home base will be untouched. Using this little bay area here to fish is probably also the smart decision. It keeps them nice and protected, and the enemy ships don't even go for them. And there is also a nice bit of land on the east here for additional wood, food, and gold. You have tons and tons of stone this mission, so don't be afraid to use that. Overall, this one is much easier, though. I don't think the occupied village really played much of an impactful role. There's no need to really liberate them early. I don't think liberating them stemmed the flow of the enemy ships, or maybe it did. It's a little hard to tell because near the end, as the enemy was running out of docks, it did feel like they were sending fewer and fewer ships, but I can't tell if that's because of what we did or if it's because of their lack of docks. In any case, there's a lot of relics on the map too. I believe we had 2 relics here. We had 1 relic in this monastery. The enemy has a couple relics, and there's one in the eastern corner of the map here. Definitely not as fun or as well designed as the first scenario, I'd say, but it's still very strong. And it still highlights the strengths of the Korean civilization. That's something that I really like about this campaign set, is that it really, really highlights the strengths of the civilizations that it features. That being namely wood units, post-imp fighting, you know, naval battles, towers, that sort of thing. Stone mining, even. So it does that very well. And it's fun because there's lots of resources scattered all over the map. Anyway, that was the second episode of the Imjin War, titled A Crane's Wings. My name's been The Clever Fool. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.